What's going on? Welcome to Beholden to the Riff, the riffiest bass channel on YouTube. Today, we are checking out one of the most powerful tools that you can use to take your bass playing to the next level. This lesson is taken from the rhythm portion of the roadmap to Riffian, my online bass course that distills every aspect of musicianship into manageable areas of practice, allowing you to focus on what truly matters, achieve more with your practice time, and become an absolute beast on bass. So if you find this video helpful and you want some more guidance, check out the link in the description. Let's go. This lesson will cover everything you need to know about implementing a metronome into your practice routine, from its basic functions and what all those buttons do, and how we can use it to master rhythmic subdivision. So first things first, let's get acquainted with the metronome. So whether you have an app or a pedal or a standalone metronome, they all serve the same purpose: to keep time and to keep us in time. So here's a breakdown of the basic functions of a metronome. So all metronomes will have a tempo setting. That's this right here. The tempo is the speed of the beat. It's measured in BPMs. So right now it's at 82 beats per minute. Most metronomes will allow you to really, mess around with this BPMs, and you can use it to match the tempo of the song that you're working on. So if you look at a lot of sheet music or even tabs, they'll have like the BPM. So that's this number here. If it was 98, you just put it on 98, and now it's at the same beats per minute as the song that you're working on. Next up, we have beat subdivisions. Some metronomes allow you to subdivide the beat into smaller units. So on this one, you can subdivide it into quarter notes. You can do eighth notes. Some metronomes, you can do triplets, 16th notes, 32nd notes, you name it. This helps you practice more complex rhythms with more accuracy. Some metronomes will have a time signature function. The time signature tells us the number of beats in each measure and the type of note that we're counting as a beat. So this one is in 4/4. That means we have 4 beats, and we're using quarter notes as a metric to measure the beat. So we're counting 4 quarter notes each measure. All right. So many metronomes will allow you to accentuate certain beats. These are known as accents. That would be if I were to accentuate certain beats on this one. Right now, it's just doing a quarter note per measure at 98 beats per minute, like this. I could now accentuate the third beat. So we'll have a click on the first and third. So accents really give life to the music, and the more you practice them, especially with the metronome, the more you'll notice accents in your favorite songs. You'll notice like the snare accents, the kick accents. That is just certain beats will pop out at you. So now let's work on internalizing rhythm. So grab your metronome, set it to 4/4 and 80 BPM. And so now we're just going to listen deeply and carefully and memorize the beat, where the beat lands. Okay? And we're just take a moment to internalize it. And now we're going to turn off the metronome and see if we can recreate that rhythm at the same BPM. So try to, hear it in your mind, visualize it in your mind. And now let's try to clap along. I'm going to give it a shot too. Clap along just to check our accuracy. So it was 80 BPMs, and So I'm going to go with that. Pretty close. So experiment with this. You know, like let's do another one. I'll go up to, let's say 96 here, just randomly. Let's do it again. Okay. So I'm going to go. Let's go with that. Pretty close. Maybe rushed it slightly, but yeah, decent. So to begin with, just start simple. Start with just, you know, we're clapping. We could snap. We could tap our feet. We could sing along with it. Whatever you would like to do, but it needs to be. We need to internalize it within ourselves, in our bones. Okay, and we need to be confident with this internalized rhythm before we bring it to our instrument. Okay, it makes this infinitely easier to then recreate through your bass. So now we're going to displace the rhythmic pulse. So in that last thing, we were clapping on the first beat of the measure. Now let's try to displace the pulse. So we're going to clap on the second beat of the measure. This is also known as the offbeat. So I'm going to set up the metronome here. And let's lower it back down. 80. Here we go. Okay, and we need to get used to this, okay? We need to feel that first beat, but internally, okay? We still need to know that it's there, and it's, you know, the strong beat of the measure, but we're not going to play on it. We're just going to sit through it and hit that second beat. So it's, okay? Extremely important. This can take some time, and you really need to get this down because playing on the offbeat adds tons of groove, and this is how you get rhythms to sound way more interesting. Okay, really the ability to shift rhythmic phrases across and between bars open up so many more opportunities to explore, you know, different rhythms, different fills, and different grooves. So now that we have the rhythm internalized, let's work on rhythmic subdivision. Rhythmic subdivision is breaking the beat into smaller, more manageable parts. This is crucial for playing complex rhythms with more accuracy. So let's start building our rhythmic foundation. We're going to start with whole notes. Whole notes are played for 4 beats. So we play them and we let them ring out for all 4 beats. I'm going to play along with the metronome. Next time it comes around. Okay, we let it ring out all 4 beats. Next is half notes. Half notes are half the duration of a whole note. So we get 2 beats. So play here. You play 2 per measure. Okay, so now let's do quarter notes. In a 4/4 time signature, there are 4 quarter notes per measure. So every beat is a quarter note. That's what we use to count the time signature. So I'm just going to play a quarter note here. And to count this, we just go 1, 2, 3, 4. We count each main rhythmic pulse. From there, we can subdivide quarter notes into eighth notes. So now there's going to be 8 notes per measure in the same amount of time. Okay, so they're a little quicker to go. Okay, to count these, we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So eighth notes can get subdivided into 16th notes. So now there's going to be 16 notes per measure. Okay, to count this is 1 E and a 2 E and a. All right. And every main pulse, we go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, so here's how it sounds. So last up, we have triplets. Triplets are 3 eighth notes per every quarter note. So every click is going to be turned into 3 equally spaced eighth notes. To count triplets, we use the word triplet. Triplet, 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 triplet. Okay? Sounds like this. All right? Triplets might be my favorite. Practicing subdivisions will bring your music to life and make it more dynamic and more precise and more creative. We use rhythmic subdivisions every time we pick up our instrument, and we need to be able to move through these subdivisions in real time and, like unconsciously. So we need to be able to move from 16th notes to triplets and, whatever we got to do, we need to be able to do it without having to think about it. Okay. It takes some serious focus to internalize rhythm and then to internalize all of these subdivisions, but you only need to do it once. And once you have it forever. So it's well worth the effort. All right. So now let's use our metronome to practice combining these rhythmic subdivisions. By combining these rhythmic subdivisions, you can add complexity and variety to your bass lines. This technique will not only improve your technical skills, but it will improve your ability to really lock in with a drummer or any other musician. So we're going to practice a bunch of different combinations of subdivisions. In the first section, we're going to use quarter notes on the first and third beat and our designated subdivision on the second and fourth beats. So it's going to be a quarter note and something else, quarter note, something else. We'll work our way through this first set of rhythmic permutations and making sure that we hit all of the possible subdivision combinations. And if that doesn't quite click, if that doesn't quite make sense, don't worry. Once we get a few of these under our fingers, it will all become much clearer, and away we go. So we're going to start out with quarter notes on the first and third beats and eighth notes on the second and fourth beats. To count this out, we are going to go 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Okay? So I'm just going to play G here, third fret, E string. Let's do it. So next up, we're going to do quarter notes followed by triplets. So it's going to go 1, triplet, 3, triplet, 1, triplet, 3, triplet. Next up, we have quarter notes followed by 16th notes. So in order to count this out, we're going to go 1, 2E and a 3, 4E and a 1, 2E and a 3, 4E and a... So now we're going to start our permutations starting on an 8th note subdivision. So first up, we're going to do 8th notes followed by quarter notes. So 8th notes on the 1st and 3rd beats, quarter notes on the 2nd and 4th beats. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Next up, we have 8th notes followed by triplets, okay? So to count this out, we're going to go 1, triplet 2, and triplet 1, and triplet 2, and triplet. That was killer. Next, we're going to do 8th notes followed by 16th notes. So in order to count this one out, it's going 1 and 2E and a 3 and 4E and a 1 and 2E and a 3, E, 4E and a... Next up, we're going to do triplets on the 1st and 3rd beats, okay? So the first permutation is going to be triplet followed by quarter note. To count this out, we're going to go triplet 2, triplet 4, triplet 2, triplet 4. Next, it's going triplets followed by 8th notes. To count it, triplet 2 and triplet 4 and triplet 2 and triplet 4 and... Last in the triplet permutation, we have triplets followed by 16th notes. To count this one out, it's going triplet 2E and a triplet 4E and a triplet 2E and a triplet 4E and a... Awesome. Last, we have 16th notes on the 1st and 3rd beats. And now we're going to go through the permutation. So the first one is 16th notes followed by quarter notes. To count this one, 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4, 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4. Next up, we have 16th notes followed by 8th notes. To count this, 1E and a 2 and 3E and a 4 and 1E and a 2 and 3E and a 4 and... Last up in the 16th note permutation, we have 16th notes followed by triplets. To count this out, 1E and a triplet, 3E and a triplet, 1E and a triplet, 3E and a triplet. Nice. So this video is one lesson amongst 5 modules of curated, expert-guided bass instruction to get you slaying like a beast. Okay? Check it out. If you want to go on your own, take these permutations and jumble them up. We were just doing, the first and third beats. There's infinite possibilities. You could go triplet, quarter note, eighth note, 16th note, 16th notes, quarter notes, half notes, whole notes. You can mix it up, shake it up. Okay. So keep that metronome out, keep practicing with it, and we'll see you in the next video.